Namaskar, friends. I'm Gageshwar Rao. Today we are going to talk on this health span. So I was able to do the PPT on this one, so I put it in Excel. I hope you will look at it. Now, there are two people, person A and person B. Both have lived for 80 years. Person A had lived for 60 years reasonably okay, but next 20 years he was in a death span. Death span means was disabilities, advanced lifestyle diseases, and assisted living. He's in and out of hospitals, he's on medication. For 20 years he suffered his life. Most of the time he is immobile or maybe limited movements and all that. And person B is also lived for 80 years, but just few weeks before he was probably bedridden and he died peacefully. Now, this is wrong habits. This is the right habits. So let's understand what is this, friends. See, many times people feel by eating certain foods we can improve our longevity. See, friends, our number of years of life is determined. We are already where to die, when to die, how to die is already determined. It's not in our hands. What is in our hands? Whether we have a 1 day or 10 years, 20 years, we don't know. As long as we live, we should be healthy and we are not dependent on others. That's the objective of this presentation. So how do we improve our health span? Now look at it, the second slide, friend. Yeah. See, I have done a study. See, whomsoever comes to my house in Chennai, I always get them check this insulin resistance. See, number of people I have checked is 62 cases. So I'm sorry, this is not very visible, but okay. This basically Excel presentation. I wanted to show something very important. That's why it has come like this. Out of 59 people are having insulin resistance, 95%. Number of overweights, 47 people, 76%. Number of pre-diabetics, 34%. Number of diabetes, 32%. Only 21 people are found to be okay, that means 34%. Out of the age group is between 16 to 80 years. This is done from between December 2018 to December 21, 3 years, friends. And you all know this insulin resistance has 95% people have insulin resistance. It's very predominant, friends, in the society because people are in a, the foods what is available, the multiple eatings and all this will lead to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance can cause all sorts of health problems, friends. It can stop diabetes, blood pressure, liver problem, fatty liver, PCOS, dementia, all those things. So, friends, this slide talks about the right direction. See, all of us know. Please don't think that I'm telling fundamentals, but let's look at it. Direction is more important than speed. Many of us are going in the wrong direction and we are not aware of. So, what are the parameters show which are we are in the wrong direction? See, first is weight, friend. If anybody is above 70 kg, he's in the wrong direction. Waist size about 35 inches. Please measure your waist size and see where you are. Blood pressure above 120 by 80, you're in the wrong direction. Fasting sugar above 99 milligram per deciliter. Similarly, fasting insulin, this test is not done by many of these health checkups. So please make sure that it's an essential test. Right? HOMA-AR, the insulin resistant, if it is above 1.5 means you are in trouble. HbA1c 5.6 means you are pre-diabetic, 6.4% means you are diabetic. If you have D vitamin lower than 30 nanogram per milliliter, you are in trouble. B12 same. Out of 8, friend, if one is itself your wrong direction, let us imagine you are on 4-5 cases, you are on out of track. That means you have gathered the speed, the wrong direction towards the lifestyle diseases, friends. Now, friends, let's look at the other slide. Yeah. See, many of the people feel obesity, overweight has no issues. But friends, that is the fundamental of the health problem. Anybody is overweight is bound to get type 2 diabetes, hypertension, liver diseases, heart diseases, cancer, PCOS, mood disorders and all that. So obesity at one time is not considered as a disease, but nowadays it is considered as disease, right, friends? So whenever you are overweight, anybody is overweight, pay attention. Now, the second thing is belly fat. A lot of people may not be overweight, but they have a protruding bellies. They have a belly fat. See, what is belly fat, friends? See, belly fat is the one which is the fat which is literally sticking to the organs. So when the fat is on the organ, generally this is one fat which is just below the skin and below the muscle, but it is inside the muscle and literally, embedded in the organs, like on your liver, on your pancreas or kidneys, things like it. So this is absolutely dangerous. I feel it's more than this obesity. This belly fat is an extremely bad situation. So this can cause. There are five, points they say. Increased waist size. Anybody has waist size more is considered metabolic syndrome. High triglycerides, elevated blood pressure, and then high blood sugar and low HDL. It's a good cholesterol, friends. If any of these five symptoms anybody has and they're thinking they're not taking any medication, they're all right, you are on a wrong direction. Please pay attention, friends. Now, I put up 30 parameters, 30 key health parameters to know and improve your health span. You need to know how to improve health span. What are the criteria? What are the parameters? So I've listed 30. See, friends, whenever suppose you asked a friend of yours for his car, you're going on a tour, he gives his car, and you're first time going to drive it. What you do, friends? You go around and look the car. Okay, there's no, outside there is nothing, no part is came out, or tires are all right, everything is all right. Then you get into the car and start the engine and check whether the engine pressure is okay and the fuel is all right and brake is working, clutch is working, gears are moving. Then you move on to your journey, right, friend? Similarly, these are the visual inspection. Number of medication anybody is taking, weight, waist size, abdominal fat, BMI, and blood pressure. These are the 6 parameters which you can see. I have mapped two of my friends who had got their blood test done, and I suggest this 84 blood test, which will give a complete parameters of the health, which is costing around 2,000. But there is no need, friends. That anybody does this 7 blood test, by and large, we can tell 80% of their health problems, friends. Now, this is one person, a 34-year-old person, another is a 49-year-old person. I've just put up my parameters also, not to boast that I have done something great, just to give a comparison, friends. Right? Out of these 6 parameters, look at this first person. But whatever I put red color, that means he's out of range and he's in the wrong direction. Let's see how many cases how many areas he's in the wrong direction. Number of medication, one medication, no medication, this person. Weight, like waist size, abdominal fat, BMI, blood pressure is high for both of them. And then these are the 7 blood test, friends, absolutely essential. Very unfortunately, most of this HbA1c is nowadays done, CRP is done, but D vitamin beta but not done. Fasting insulin test is not done. Look at this, friend. See, both the people's blood sugar is all right. Most of the doctors are deciding, seeing the fasting sugar or random sugar, and they're certifying that you are not diabetic. It's very unfortunate. Look at these two guys have a better fasting sugar. I had a bad blood sugar, fasting sugar, because I was diabetic for 12 years. Last 8 years, I don't take any medication. And this is my blood sugar. And look at his fasting, it's 22. It should be 3 to 5 milli units, friends. But look at how many, this guy has 30 and I have 4.6. Look at HbA1c. This is a clear indication about the diabetic status. 6.7, that means is above 6.4 is diabetic. 5.6 above is pre-diabetic. I am also diabetic for many years. This is a high sensitive CRP. This is basically talks about inflammation in the body, friends. See, whenever you put toxins in the body, for your health is inside, your immune system is always fighting against any sorts of toxins, any sort of pathogens in the body. So there is a constant fight between your immunity and your internal condition. So this shows about the fight, friend. See, look at this person. It should be below 1 milligram per liter, but he's got 22 milligrams. And this guy has 5.8. I have only 0.02. That means my internal environment is absolutely cool and calm. Whereas here there is a great fight going on. There is a fight going on here. If you continue this will cause in the long run inflammation in the body. Inflammation is nothing but if somebody is kept on a stove on a sim mode 24/7 for weeks, what happens, friends? Flame may be very small, but longer, duration of this inflammation. That's called chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation will lead to hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance will lead to all sorts of lifestyle disorders, friends. So this parameter is absolutely essential. Like again, D vitamin, if it should be above 30, it should be 60.60 to 80 is the best approach. See, look at this guy, 14, 20. Friends, I have looked at last 3 years, more than 200 blood reports of various people. And I looked at this majority of people have insulin resistance, very common threat. Second is either they are pre-diabetic or they have low D vitamin. These are the three very distinct indicators I have seen. That's why I have identified only these 7 blood test, friends. People in our group, whomsoever and wellness group, they have not done this test. I would urge, please do it. I'll explain to you why you need to do that in the next of my talk. Now, this B12 is okay for these two people. Lipid is bad. The ratio should be below one only, and they have 5.11, 5 times risky. Their triglycerides, and then their HDL levels are low, triglycerides are high, lipids are high, LDL is high. So this is a very bad situation, friend. The most important thing is calculating this insulin resistance. If anybody has 1.5, that means he's in a wrong direction, friend. Look at, he's got 4.94 and this person has 3.21. Presently, they don't have any problem. Only one guy is using a medication at one medicine at 34 years. Another person is not using any medication. But friends, if they neglect, this is something called knowing the problem in initial stage. If they don't take care now, I'm sure they will end up in trouble. Now, friends, I have identified about 9 parameters. If you're able to focus on these 9 daily habits, 9 parameters, I'm sure you will overcome all the health problems. What are that, friends? How much water you are consuming every day? 3 to 4 liters is recommended. I drink 4 liters. Look at these guys. One is only 2 liters, another 1.5. Number of bowel movements, number of times you're going to this toilet, stools. They're going only one time, but I'm going 2 times. There are people who don't even go once in a day. In US, they consider going 3 times to a toilet in a week is sufficient. They feel it is not any alarm issue. Very unfortunate. That is one of the reasons, if you see in US, a lot of colon cancer. This is, the excretion in the body is not a precious thing to be stocked. It should be eliminated every day, excreted every day. Friends, when we eat 2 to 3 times, or people eating 4 or 5 times, that means there are 5 inputs, and you are only going to toilet only one time, one output. That means there is always a stock of, this excretion in your large intestine, and the longer it stays in your system, it can lead to autoimmune diseases and toxins in the body. So pay attention, friends. If you're eating 2 times in a day, make sure that you must go to the toilet 2 times, right? Now, the 7 hours sleep between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is absolutely essential. Unfortunately, a lot of people are working in the software and they're working in the nights. They're ruining their health. The first opportunity when you get, shift to daytime duties, friends. Night sleep is absolutely essential. Stress and anxiety, all of you know, please pay attention. Are you at a chronic stress? If you're at a stress, find ways and means to get rid of your stress by way of meditation, attending certain programs to understand how to manage your mind and all that. Avoidance of processed food, friends. See, this is the toxics. What is not required, you are giving it to your body, friends, which is going to cause problem at a later stage. See, it's a double whammy. People are doing what is not required, they are putting into your system. What is required, they are not giving. So what happens? The imbalance is very heavy. See, one side you are ruining your health, another time you are not giving what is required. What is required, friends? You require a lot of fresh food, unprocessed food. That's why I suggest you should eat only 2 times in a day, and that too out of it, uh, 2 times. If listen to your friends. See, people after the age of 25 don't require food so much because the growth has stopped. So 2 times eating is good. Now, number of eating episodes, this person is having 4 times in a day, maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks, and this guy is having maybe coffee, tea in between 5 times. Please remember, friends, if you understand this one golden rule, I don't think you need so many other points. Other than water, anything else you put in your mouth is one eating episode, friends. So other than water, if anything you put, it requires digestion. So you have switched on your digestive system. The number of times you switch on the digestive system, it is going to cause problem. Like, every time you have sugar going up and insulin going up, over a period of time, you are going to develop insulin resistance. Friends, I always say, even your favorite God appears to you and offers you prasadam. Please accept, thank him. Don't immediately pop in your mouth. If you had come before your first meal, wait until your first meal, eat along with that food. If you had come after the second meal, first meal, before first meal, wait. If after first meal you came, wait for the second meal, eat. Don't pop things in your mouth. After eating twice, you should only open your mouth for talking and drinking water. Right, friends? So every day, 16 hours fasting is good if you're able to do that. So you are able to maintain this. See, you have your first meal. Ideal would be 11 a.m. It may not be possible for many. Second meal before 7 p.m. Work in a way where you can have fasting hours, long hours in a day. See, a lot of people, they finish their dinner night 9 o'clock, and then they start with a bed coffee at 5 o'clock, which is an absolute recipe for the ill health, friends. So look at whatever is convenient to you based on your conveniences. Friends, in our approach, if you look at on the food, I am not suggesting what to eat. I'm only suggesting what to avoid. I'm not suggesting how much quantity you should eat, what time you should eat, right? It's all left to you. Please listen to those videos and follow. I'm sure our group, wellness group people are following it, and I'm very keen that people make use of this knowledge and share. Now, 45 minutes brisk walk is absolutely non-negotiable. You must do that. Fasting once in 15 days is a good approach. If you can do it, that's great. See, look at, friends, out of 23 parameters, this person is only able to do 6. That means 17 things he's in a wrong direction. Look at this person, friend. He's out of 23, 7, right? 16 parameters is skewed. So that means he's 26% is only healthy. I can say he's only 30% is only healthy. Look at that, means they're large way they are going into the disease mode. My approach is, look at, I am at 91%, because I should have been much better, because I was diabetic for 12 years, friends, and I was using 11 medications. So at the age my 63, I must have already buggered up my pancreas to a great extent. If I have not been sensible at my 54th year, 2014, when I made these changes, I would have been now on insulin, friends. I can tell you, maybe my medicine would have still gone up. So it's God's grace that I have learned knowledge and discipline are the gateways to your health. Please pay attention, friends. See, I just, actually, these are the additional tests. If you do get it done, it's good. We can have a look at other parameters, friends. PP sugar, PP insulin, hemoglobin, thyroid, very important parameter, kidney function, liver function, uric acid. This is another, you know, inflammation marker. This guy has 9.3 and he has health problems. So friends, let us look at it. What is good health? How do you know you are healthy and immune? These are the few parameters I have identified here. You should have a good appetite, feeling hungry. Daily, 2 times you're able to go to the toilet with comfort, with a shorter period of time. You're able to sleep well for 7 hours. You don't have pains in the body, no discomfort, no lethargy in the body. Feeling enthusiastic. I always say, what is enthusiasm? Enthusiasm is nothing but a spring in your step. So any activity you're doing, you're on top of the world and you're energetic. Clear, healthy skin are a few indicators of health and immunity. Look at where you are, friend. Are you dragging your life? Are you on a spring mode? Decide. There's one simple test. It's a very crude test. I always do it myself and I advise. Even after drenching in a rain for 30 minutes or 1 hour, you're not getting sick. That means you are not followed by your running nose or cold or fever, cough or anything. This is a clear indicator, friends. This is health and immunity. Friends, before 2014, whenever I go for a swimming for a 1 day, I used to suffer for 3 days with running nose and cough and cold. But last 8 years, I do drench in rain substantially. Whenever rain comes, I immediately rush into the rain and enjoy rain. Now, friends, I have one particular case study I wanted to share with you, because which will be eye-opener for all of you. And you will understand why these 7 blood tests are essential. See, one of my relative. He's a 69-year-old person. He has a vision problem. He's having a sedentary life, and he's almost about 90 kg weight, 90, 91 kg weight. He's taking 9 medication. So I have told him many times that you get these 7 tests, but he was depending on one particular hospital, which is a very famous hospital in Andhra, and they do a lot of heart surgeries and all. This guy has a problem of thyroid. He has got cholesterol, BP, and other issues. So he's taking 9 medication. So look at his parameters. His weight is 92 kg. His waist is 41, very bad situation. He has got abdominal fat, his BP. Without all this, he has got high cholesterol also. So this doctor, very surprisingly, they were only focusing on the triglycerides. See, I've seen his reports. I met him on July 21, and I went along with him to the doctor. And I saw his reports. I said, Doctor, you have not done these tests. You have not done his HbA1c. You have not looked at his D vitamin, B12. Why so? So you're only focused on triglycerides. Yes, these triglycerides are high, which requires attention. It is 460 in ninth month of 2019. It became 571 under medication, 269. So when I met in July, when I told her, she was very smart in answering me. See, sir, we don't want to our patients to spend money unnecessarily. So we don't suggest any unnecessary test. I've already checked his sugar is 122 random, so he has no problem. My friends. So he also did not listen to me, but he became sensible in January when I was in US. He called me up. He said, I wanted to get all the tests done. He got the test done. Look at the pathetic situation, friends. Look at his fasting sugar is 130. His fasting is 25.9. High. It's almost 5 times higher. It should be 3.5, 3 to 5. And he's already diabetic, which he was not aware. Despite going to a hospital under a care, he was not diagnosed diabetes. Very shocking and surprising. Very unfortunate for this guy. It is because he doesn't have the knowledge and he has not followed any guidance. 7.9 is very high. He's not aware of it also. He has CRP is 5. That means 5 times higher. D vitamin is 18. Very, very low D vitamin, this guy. It should be at least 30. 30 is sufficient. Look at it. These are all the parameters he had. Insulin resistance is 8.31. That is 8 times higher. Look, unfortunately, he's already suffering with triglycerides and he's suffering with thyroid and suffering with BP. And now he got a new problem. Why? Because they have not done these blood test, friends. So I urge all my group members to focus on this test and take advantage. Friends, this is what I wanted to share with you. Pay attention and yeah. Yeah, this is my details. Please listen to videos which in my channel. You will have more of ideas. This is I used to be like this. In about 4 months period, I've lost about 9 kg weight, and my HbA1c has come down from 7.7 to 6.4 in 2022. January 22 also I have absolutely controlled. My blood pressure used to be 130 by 90. Now it is 93 by 64. Absolutely great. Weight is reduced by about 9 kg. My belly fat is just disappeared. I think you can see this photograph. Lots of people feel that it is some muff photo, but which is not, friend. Daily medicine from 11 medications to 0, and energy and comfort. Friends, I'm on top of the world. I want all my group members to be on top of the world and guide their family members and friends. Thank you, friends. This is what I wanted to share.